Nothing has a purpose. These are the words of the teacher, David's son, who ruled as king in Jerusalem. The teacher says, nothing has a purpose. Nothing that ever happens has a purpose. Everything continues in the same way. People work very hard while they live on the earth, but in the end, what do they receive in return for their work? Old people die and then their children live after them, but the earth continues and it never changes. The sun rises in the morning and it disappears in the evening. Then it quickly moves to rise again the next morning. The wind blows to the south, then it turns to the north. It blows in every direction, then it starts again. All rivers pour water into the sea, but the sea does not become full. The water returns to the rivers, and it all happens again. Everything continues in the same way. Everything continues in the same way. There is nothing important to talk about. Nothing that we see is enough to make us happy. There are always more things that we want to hear. Things that are happening now will continue to happen in the future. What people have done before, other people will do again. There is nothing truly new anywhere on the earth. People may say, look, here is something new, but really it happened long ago, before we were born. People do not remember things that happened in the past. In the future, people will not remember what has happened either. Wisdom has no purpose. I, the teacher, ruled Israel as king in Jerusalem. I decided to study everything that happens on the earth. I use wisdom to try to understand these things. I realized that God has given people hard work to do, which causes them to suffer. I thought about all the things that people do on the earth. I realized that all these things have no purpose. It is like somebody who tries to catch the wind. If someone has bent something, you cannot always make it straight again. You cannot count things if they are not there. I said to myself, listen, I have become very wise. I am much wiser than any of the kings who ruled in Jerusalem before me. I know a lot more things than they ever did. So I decided to study how much wisdom and knowledge really help a person. I wanted to learn if it was better than someone who only does foolish things. But this was also useless, like somebody who tries to catch the wind. The more wisdom you have, the more you will worry. The more you learn, the more you suffer. Oh yeah. Pleasure has no purpose. I said to myself, I will enjoy the good things of life. I will see if that helps me to be happy. But I realized that this too had no purpose. I said, it is foolish to laugh all the time. If I only try to please myself, it does not really help me. I thought about wine. If I drink a lot of wine, I thought that might make me happy. I might enjoy foolish things. I use wisdom to think about this. People only live for a short time on the earth. I thought this might be the best way for people to enjoy life. I also did a lot of great things for myself. I built houses, I planted vineyards, I made gardens and fields of trees. I planted many different kinds of fruit trees in them. I made large pools of water. I used the water to help my trees to grow. work made me very happy. My hard work gave me things to enjoy. Then I thought about everything that I had done and all my hard work. After all that, I realized that none of these things had a purpose. I was like somebody who tries to catch the wind. None of the things on earth have any value. It is better to be wise than to be foolish. Then I decided to think about wisdom. I also thought about foolish ways to live. I thought the next king will not do anymore than I have already done. I realized that it is better to be wise than foolish. In the same way, the light is better than the dark. Wise people can see where they are going. Foolish people walk in the dark, but at the end of their lives there is no difference. They both die. Then I thought, I will also die, as foolish people do. So what value have I received from my great wisdom? I said to myself, wisdom too has no purpose. People forget about wise people as quickly as they forget about fools. One day, nobody will remember any of them. It is true, as fools all have to die, wise people will also die. So I hated life. Everything that happens on the earth only brings me trouble. Nothing has any purpose. It is as useless as somebody who tries to catch the wind. Work has no purpose. I thought about all the hard work that I have done here on the earth. When I die, all the things that I worked so hard to get will belong to the next king. So I hated all my hard work. The next king may be a wise man, or he may be a foolish man. Nobody knows, but all the things that I use my wisdom and hard work to get will belong to him. All this has no purpose. So I was very upset when I thought about all my hard work on the earth. Some people are very wise and clever. They use their knowledge to provide good things for themselves. But after they die, someone else will have all their things. Their good things will belong to someone who did not have to work to get them. This also has no purpose. It only brings trouble. People have to do a lot of hard work on this earth, and it causes them to worry. But in the end, they have nothing. Every day, their work causes their bodies to suffer. At night, their minds do not have any rest. All this has no purpose. So I decided what is best for us to do. We should be happy to eat and to drink, and we should enjoy our work. I realized that all these things are gifts from God. Without God's help, nobody can eat anything or enjoy anything. God gives wisdom, knowledge, and joy to people who please him. Wicked people may work hard and become rich, but God takes away their valuable things and he gives them to someone who pleases him. So their hard work has no purpose. It is like somebody who tries to catch the wind.
There is a right time for everything. There is a right time for everything. Everything that we do on the earth has a proper time. There is a time to be born, and there is a time to die. There is a time to plant seeds. There is a time to pull the plants out of the ground. There is a time to kill people. There is a time to make people well. There is a time to destroy things. There is a time to build things. There is a time to weep. There is a time to laugh. There is a time to is a time to pick them up and use them. There is a time to hug people. There is a time to turn away from people. There is a time to look for things that you have lost. There is a time to accept that you have lost them. There is a time to keep things. There is a time to throw things away. There is a time to tear our clothes. There is a time to mend them. There is a time to say nothing. There is a time to speak. There is a time to love. There is a time to hate. There is a time for war. There is a time for peace. People work very hard, but what do they receive in return? I have seen the difficult work that God has given people to do. He has caused them to be very busy. God has chosen a good time for all things to happen. He has caused people to think about things that will continue forever. But nobody can completely understand everything that God has done, from the beginning of their lives to the end. So I realize that people should be happy. They should enjoy good things as long as they live. There is nothing better for people to do than that. People should be happy to eat and to drink. They should enjoy the work that they do. All these things are gifts from God. I know that everything that God does continues forever. Nobody can add anything to it. Nobody can take anything away from it. God does these things so that people will respect His authority. Whatever is happening now has happened before. Everything that will happen in the future has already happened. God causes the same things to happen again and again. Only God knows what will happen in the future. I saw something else that happens on the earth. Judges should choose what is right, but instead they choose what is wicked. They should decide what is fair, but they do evil things. I said to myself, one day God will judge everyone, righteous people and wicked people. He has chosen a time for everything, so there is a right time when He will judge people. I also thought, God wants people to know that they are like animals. That is why He tests us. The same thing happens to humans as happens to animals. We all breathe for a time and then we die. Humans are no different to animals. Life has no purpose. All living things finally go to the same place. We all come from the dust of the ground, and we all go back to the dust when we die. Do the spirits of humans go up into the sky when we die? Do the spirits of animals go down into the ground? Nobody really knows. So I realize that people should enjoy the work that they do. That is the best thing for us to do. It is what God has provided for us. I think that is best, because nobody can show us what will finally happen to us. Oh, oh, yeah, oh, oh. Other things that have no purpose. I saw again all the ways that people are cruel on the earth. I saw some people who were crying because cruel people were hurting them. There was nobody who could help them. Nobody could rescue them from those cruel people. I thought about people who are people. I realize that this has no purpose. It is like somebody who tries to catch the wind. Foolish people refuse to work. They sit and they do nothing, so they become hungry and they die. It is good to have only a little food and be happy. It is better than too much hard work that gives you a lot of food that is as useless as somebody who tries to catch the wind. I thought about something else on the earth that has no purpose. There are people who live alone. They have no friends, children or brothers. They work hard every day. They want to get more riches for themselves, but they are never happy with the things that they have. They should ask themselves, why am I working so hard? Am I helping anybody? I am not doing things that make me happy. Their work has no purpose. It only brings trouble to their lives. Friends can help each other. Two people who work together are better than one person who works alone. They can help each other to work well. If one of them falls down, his friend can help him to get up. But it is terrible if you fall down when you are alone. There is nobody who can help you to stand up again. Also, if two people sleep together, they help each other to be warm. But if you sleep alone, it is difficult to be warm. If you are alone, one person might attack you and hurt you, but two people together can help each other to win the fight. If you use three strings to make a rope, it is difficult for anyone to break it. A young man may be very poor, but if he is wise, he is better than a king who is foolish. When the king is old, he may not listen to his friend's advice. A young man who is wise may even become king himself one day. He may have been in prison. He may have been born in a poor family in that kingdom, but he may later rule there as king. I thought about all the people who live on the earth. I realized that one of them would also become king one day. He would rule instead of the other young man who became king. Large crowds of people give him honor as their king, but in future years, nobody will praise him. I realize that this has no purpose. It is like somebody who tries to catch the wind. Think before you make a promise to God. When you go to God's temple, be careful what you do. Listen carefully when you come near to God. Do not offer sacrifices in the way that foolish people do. They do not even know that they are doing something bad. You should not speak too soon. Think carefully before you make a promise to God. God is in heaven and you are here on the earth. So do not say too much. If you worry about many things, you will have many dreams. If you talk too much, you will say foolish things. If you make a promise to God, quickly do what you have promised. God is not pleased with foolish rich people, so give what you have promised to give. Yeah. It is better not to promise anything than to promise something and then not do it. Do not say things that cause you to do something wrong. Do not say to the priest, my promise was a mistake. That would make God angry with you. He might destroy everything that you have worked to get for yourself. If you dream all the time, or if you talk all the time, that has no purpose. Instead, respect God and obey Him. Money does not make people happy. You may see a place where poor people are suffering. Powerful people may be hurting them. Do not be surprised if you see that the judges may not be doing what is right and fair. That happens because the government's officers have to obey people who are more important than them. All of them take something for themselves from the land. The king himself receives a share of the crops. People who love money never have enough. They may get more and more valuable things, but they are never happy. This also has no purpose. As a person's money becomes more, there are more people who want a share of it. Money does not help the people who have a lot of it. They see it, but it quickly disappears. Someone who has worked hard all day will sleep well at night. That is true, even if they have not had much food to eat. But the rich man worries about his riches, so he does not sleep well. I have seen another terrible thing that happens on the earth. Some people may store their riches, but it does not help them in a time of trouble. Something may happen in the future that causes their money to disappear. After they die, no money remains for their children. When people are born, they bring nothing with them. When they die, they take nothing away with them. All their hard work finally leaves them with nothing. This is also a terrible thing to happen. People leave this earth with nothing, as they came into it with nothing. All their hard work has been useless, like someone who tries to catch the wind. Even if people are rich, they do not enjoy their food. They suffer all through their lives. They are upset, angry and sick. Enjoy the good things that God gives to you. But I realize that there is one good thing for people to do. We should be happy to eat and to drink, and we should enjoy the hard work that we do on the earth. That is what God wants us to do during the short time that He has given us on this earth. God gives some people a lot of money and valuable things. He helps them to enjoy those things and to be happy with their work. All of this is a gift from God. People like that do not think a lot about what has happened in their lives. God helps them to be happy as they are busy with their work.
Some people do not enjoy a good life. I have seen another terrible thing that happens on the earth. It causes people to have a lot of trouble. God may give someone lots of money and valuable things. People also respect that person. He has everything that he wants. He has worked hard to get them. But God does not allow him to enjoy those things. Instead, a stranger enjoys all that person's things. This has no purpose. It
is a terrible thing to happen to someone. Someone may have many children, and he may live for a long time. But even if he lives until he is very old, he may not enjoy a good life. After he dies, people may not bury him with honor. His life would be useless. Even a child that is dead at birth is happier than that person. That is what I think. The child's birth has no purpose. He immediately goes to a dark place. Nobody ever speaks his name. He never sees the light of day. He never knows anything. But he enjoys more rest than that rich person. A rich person might live for 2,000 years. But if he never enjoys his riches, it would be better if he died at birth. Remember that after death, we are going to our graves. The reason people work so hard is to get food, but they never have enough to eat. Does a wise person have a better life than a foolish person? No, he does not. Does it help a poor person if he knows how to live well? No, it is good to enjoy the things that we have. That is better than to want more things all the time. If you always try to get more things, that has no purpose. It is like somebody who tries to catch the wind. Everything that is here today already has its name. Everyone knows what we humans are like. It is useless to argue with someone who is more powerful than we are. If we talk too much, we will say silly things. So it will not help anyone to talk with many words. Nobody knows the best way for us to live our lives. We live for only a few years, and our lives seem to have no purpose. Our lives quickly disappear like a shadow. Nobody can tell us what will happen on the earth after our death.
Learn about life and death. If people respect you as a good person, that is better than expensive perfume. The day of your death is better than the day of your birth. If you go to a house where there is a funeral, that is better for you than to go to a party. Everyone will die one day. People should think about death while they are still alive. If you are sad, that is better for you than to laugh all the time. We learn more about ourselves when we are sad. A wise person thinks about funerals and what they mean. A foolish person thinks about how to enjoy a party. If a wise person warns you, listen to him. That is better for you than to listen to the songs of a foolish person. If you use thorn bushes to make a fire, they make a lot of noise, but they burn too quickly. When a foolish person laughs, their noise also has no purpose. If a wise person cheats people, he becomes a fool. If you accept a bribe, you will no longer think properly. If you finish some work, that is better than to start something new. It is better to be patient than to be proud. Control your anger
everything was a lot better in the past. Those are not wise thoughts. It is good to have wisdom, like money that you receive from your father. Wisdom helps everyone who lives. Both wisdom and money can keep you safe, but wisdom is better. If you are wise, your knowledge can save your life. Think about the things that God has done. If God has done something, nobody can make it straight again. If your life is good, you should be happy. But if you have trouble, think about this. God causes both joy and trouble in our lives. We do not know what will happen next. We can never know everything. In my short life on the earth, I have seen these things which have no purpose. Sometimes righteous people may die when they are still young. They did good things, but they died. And sometimes wicked people continue to live for a long time. They did evil things, but they continue to live. So do not try to be too good or too wise. That might cause you to have trouble. But do not be too wicked, do not be a fool. That might cause you to die when you are still young. Remember both these things, do not forget either of them. You can do that if you respect God and you obey Him. Wisdom makes a wise person more powerful than 10 rulers in a city. There is nobody on the earth who is so righteous that they always do what is right. There is nobody who never does a wrong thing. Do not listen to all the things that people say about you. You might hear your servant when he is cursing you. Do not forget that you also have often cursed other people. I have used wisdom to study all these things. I tried very much to understand everything that happens, but I could not do it. People cannot understand these things. The meaning of life is too difficult for anyone to understand. I decided to study many things so that I would become wise. I wanted to understand the reason why things happen. I also wanted to know why it is stupid to be wicked, and why it is crazy to do foolish things. I learned this. Some women are like a trap that catches animals. Women like that are more dangerous than death. They may pretend to love you, they may hold you in their arms, but really their arms are like chains. They want to catch you as hunters catch animals. Women like that will easily catch a man who has turned away from God, but a man who pleases God will escape from them. This is what I, the teacher, have learned. I studied everything very carefully. I wanted to know the reason why things happen. I continued to try to learn more and more, but I could not find the answers. Among 1,000 people I found one good man, but among them all I did not find a good woman. I did learn this. God made people to do what is right, but people have chosen their own way to do things.
Yeah. Oh, oh. This is what I know about people who are truly wise. They know how to explain things. Wisdom helps a person to be happy. It causes them to smile even when they have trouble. Obey the king. You promised God that you would serve the king faithfully, so obey the king's commands. If you are with the king, do not leave in a hurry. Do not join with people who plan to hurt him. Remember that the king can do anything that he wants to do.
has complete power. Nobody can tell him that he is wrong. Trouble will not come to anyone who obeys the king's command. A wise person knows the right time to do things. He also knows the right way to do them. There is a right time for things to happen. There is a right way to do things. But trouble comes to people anyway. Nobody knows what will happen in the future. Nobody can tell us about it. Nobody has the power to control the wind. Also, nobody has the power to decide the day of their death. Soldiers are not allowed to leave our battle. Also, if people do wicked things that will not rescue them, things happen that are not fair. I saw all these things that happen on the earth. I thought about them a lot. I thought about the things that happen on the earth. I saw that people sometimes use their power to hurt other people. I also saw that some wicked people receive honor after their death. Those wicked people had gone in and out of the holy place. People praised them in the city where they had done evil things. This also is difficult to understand. People who are guilty should receive their punishment quickly. If that does not happen, other people also want to do evil things. People who do lots of wicked things may live for a long time, but if someone respects and obeys God, they will surely enjoy a good life. Wicked people will surely not enjoy a good life. Their lives will be like a shadow that quickly disappears. They do not respect God, so they will not live for a long time. But this is something else that is difficult to understand on this earth. Sometimes righteous people suffer in the way that wicked people deserve. And sometimes wicked people enjoy the good things that righteous people deserve. I think that this is difficult to understand. Enjoy life. So I think that we should enjoy our lives. People should be happy to eat, drink, and enjoy their lives. That is the best thing for them to do. It will help them to enjoy the work that they do during their lives. That is the life which God has given them on the earth. I tried very much to become wise. I wanted to understand the things that people do on the earth. People work in the day and in the night, and they do not sleep. I thought about everything that God has done. I realized that nobody understands everything that happens on the earth. Even if they try very much, they will not know everything. A wise person may say that he understands all these things, but really, that is not possible. Everyone will die. I thought about all these things so that I could understand them. I realized that God controls what happens to people. That includes righteous people and wise people. God decides the things that they do. Nobody knows what will happen in their lives. Other people may love them, or they may hate them, but there is something which happens to everyone. It happens to righteous people, and it happens to wicked people. It happens to good people, and it happens to bad people. It happens to people who are clean in front of God, and it happens to people who are unclean. It happens to people who offer sacrifices to God, and it happens to people who do not do that. It happens to good people and to people who turn away from God. It happens to people who make promises to God. It also happens to people anyone on the earth. That seems to be a terrible thing. People choose to do evil things. While they are alive, they choose to live like fools, and after that, they die. Anyone who is alive in the world has some hope for good things in the future. It is better to be a dog that is alive than to be a lion that is dead. People who are alive know that they will die one day, but dead people do not know anything. No more good things can happen to them. Nobody remembers them. Everything that they did in the world has finished. If they love people, if they hated people, if they were jealous of people, all that has finished. They no longer have anything to do with the things that happen on the earth. Life is short, so enjoy it. So be happy as you eat your food. Be happy as you drink your wine. God is pleased with you as you do these things. Always dress yourself well in good clothes. Use as much sweet oil as you need on your head. Love your wife and enjoy your life together with her. God has given you your life. It is a short life, and it is difficult to understand everything that happens. God wants you to enjoy these things as you do hard work during your life on the earth. Use all your strength to do the work that you are doing. One day you will die and you will go into your grave. Then you will not have any work or ideas or knowledge or wisdom. So do your work well while you are alive. I have seen another thing that happens here on the earth. The runner who runs fastest does not always win the race. The strongest soldiers do not always win the battle. Very wise people do not always have food to eat. Very clever people do not always become rich. People who have learned many things are not always successful. Yes, anything may happen to anyone at any time. Nobody knows the time when trouble may come to them. A fish does not know when somebody will catch it in a net. A bird does not know when somebody will catch it in a trap. In the same way, terrible trouble suddenly happens to people when they do not expect it. It is better to be wise than to be a fool. I saw something else that happens on the earth. It is a good example of what wisdom is like. There was a small city and only a few people lived in it. A powerful king came to attack that city. His army made their camp around the city. They built heaps of earth all around the city. There was a man who lived in the city. He was poor, but he was also wise. Because he was wise, he knew how to save the city. But after he saved it, nobody remembered that poor man. So I realized that wisdom is better than power. But if you are poor, nobody accepts that you are also wise. People soon forget what you say. A wise person speaks quietly, but it is good to listen carefully to him. His words have more value than a king who is shouting to a crowd of fools. Wisdom is better than weapons that are used to fight a war. But one bad person can destroy many good things.
Wise people know what is right. A few dead flies in a bottle of perfume cause it to have a bad smell. In the same way, one foolish thing can destroy a lot of wisdom. If you are wise, you know the right way to go. But a fool is stupid and he goes
that they are stupid. Everyone can see that they are not wise. If your master becomes angry with you, do not leave your place. Be patient and answer him quietly. Then he will forgive your mistakes. I have seen another terrible thing that happens on the earth. It happens when a ruler does a silly thing. A ruler may give fools too much authority. At the same time, rich people have no authority. Slaves ride on horses as important people do. At the same time, princes have to walk as slaves do. If you dig a deep hole, you might fall into it. If you knock down a wall, a snake might bite you. If you cut stones out of the ground, a stone might hurt you. If you cut wood into pieces, a piece of it might hurt you. If your axe is not sharp, you will need to be very strong to use it. If you are wise, you will make the axe's edge sharp again. That is how wisdom helps you to do things well. Someone may have power over dangerous snakes, but that will not help him if the snake bites him first. People respect a wise person because of the things that he says, but the words of a fool will destroy him. When a fool starts to speak, he says silly things. When he finishes, he's saying crazy things that are wicked, but he never stops talking. Hey, nobody knows what will happen in the future. Nobody can tell us what will happen after we die. When a fool does any work, he quickly becomes tired. He's so tired that he forgets the way to town. A country is in terrible trouble if its ruler is young and foolish. If its leaders go to parties all day, a country is in trouble. But if a country's ruler belongs to a good family, that country will be a happy place. Its leaders only enjoy parties at the proper time. They control themselves and they do not become drunk. If a man is too lazy to work on his house, its roof will fall down. Rain will make his rooms wet. Good food and wine help us to laugh and to be happy. But you need to have money to buy everything. Do not say bad things about the king. Do not even think about it. Even when you are in your bedroom, do not say bad things about rich people. A little bird might hear you. It might tell people what you have said. Careful how you live. Freely give your things to other people. If you do that, one day you will receive your things back again. Share your things with several other people. You do not know when trouble will come. Then those people can help you. When clouds are full of water, rain will fall on the earth. If a tree falls to the ground, it will stay there in the same place. A farmer who waits for the right wind will never plant any seeds. If he is always looking at the clouds, he will never bring in his crops. Oh, we do not know the path that the wind blows along, nor do we know how a baby's body grows inside a pregnant woman. So nobody can explain the things that God does. He is the one who has made everything. Plant your seeds in the morning and continue to work until the evening. You do not know which seeds will become strong plants. Perhaps only some of them will grow. Perhaps they will all grow well. Remember God while you are young. Light makes people happy. It is good to see the sun rise in the morning. People may live for many years, and they should happily enjoy every day. But they should remember that their lives will end in death. There will be many days of trouble ahead. We cannot understand everything that will happen to us in the future. Young people, enjoy your life while you are young. Do the things that you think are good. Enjoy the things that you see. But remember that God will judge you for all the things that you do. Do not worry about things. Do not let your body cause you to have pain. You will not be young and strong for very long. We all become old too quickly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Remember to serve God while you are young. He is the one who made you. Your life will have many troubles in the future. During those years you will say, I do not enjoy my life anymore. When you are old, the light from the sun will not seem to be bright. You will not see the moon nor the stars. There will always be dark clouds after the rain. Your arms that have kept you safe will shake. Your legs will become weak. You will have only a few teeth to eat with. Your eyes will no longer see very well. Your ears will not hear noises outside in the streets. You will not hear the sound of people as they were. You will not hear the sound of people as they sing songs. But a bird song will wake you when you want to sleep. You will be afraid to stand on high places. You will worry about danger in the streets. When you are old, your hair will become white, like the flowers on an almond tree. You will feel too tired to move yourself. Like an old grasshopper, you will not want to have sex. Finally, we will all die and go to our home in the ground. Many people will weep at our funeral. Remember to serve God, oh, while you are young, because one day your life will finish. It will be like a silver chain that breaks, like a gold bowl that breaks, like a water pot at the well that breaks into pieces, like a rope at the well that breaks apart. Our bodies go back into the ground as dust. The breath of our life goes back to God who gave it to us. So I, the teacher, say all these things have no purpose. We cannot understand why they happen. About the teacher was a wise man. He also taught the people to understand things. He studied many proverbs and he wrote them down carefully. The teacher tried to find the right words so that he could show the true meaning of what he wrote. The words of wise people are like sharp sticks that a farmer uses to move his animals along. Their messages are like strong nails in a piece of wood. It is God, our one shepherd, who gives these messages to us. Worship God and obey Him, my son. I warn you to be careful about any other teaching. There will always be more and more books to read. If you try to study everything, you will become very weak and tired. Now I have heard everything, and this is what I have decided. Respect God and obey His commands. That is God's purpose for all people. Remember that God will judge everything that we do to see if it is good or it is bad. He knows even the things that we do secretly.